Welcome to Go Fact Yourself, the Top 10 Lists podcast.
Great to be here.
So today, you've sent us down, well, quite the rabbit hole. We're exploring something surprisingly potent, maybe even hilarious, as a driver for innovation.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Spite. Pure spite.
Yes. Not exactly the noble pursuit we usually imagine.
Exactly. So get ready to have your assumptions, totally upended. We're embarking on a top 10 journey to uncover inventions born not from high-minded ideals, but from that raw, oh yeah, watch this energy.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
We're calling it the top 10 inventions made out of pure spite. You compiled some really compelling top research hinting at this, and honestly, the stories behind them, they're wilder than you'd think.
Right. Forget happy accidents or quests for the greater good.
Forget all that. This top 10 journey is about grudges, one-upmanship, that burning need to say, I told you so. Or maybe something a bit less polite.
Definitely. We often think of progress as, collaborative, forward thinking. But our top research today really shines a light on a much more, well, let's just say emotionally charged side of things. How personal slights, professional feuds, they actually led to some pretty impactful stuff.
All right, let's plunge right into our top 10 journey, kicking things off at number 10. The thermos that burned an empire.
The thermos, okay, seems practical enough.
Right, you think. Keeps my coffee warm, keeps my drink cold. Simple. But the origin story with Sir James Dewar, it's steeped in this level of frosty resentment that's almost funny.
Okay, tell me more.
So he invented the vacuum flask. Brilliant science, right? Game-changing. But here's where it gets interesting. He refused. Absolutely refused to patent it.
He didn't patent it. Why on earth not? That seems odd.
Well, the top research suggests Dewar had this really firm belief, that scientific discovery should be free for everyone, like a gift to humanity, not something for profit.
Okay. Very idealistic, especially looking back now.
Totally. But the result? This German entrepreneur, Hugo, sees this unpatented brilliance, grabs the opportunity, and boom, builds a massive thermos empire.
Oh, wow. So Dewar, the actual inventor.
Got nothing. Zilch.
Yeah.
Nada. And here's the real kicker, the truly spiteful cherry on top. He reportedly refused to even say the word thermos for the rest of his life.
No.
Yep. Called it that cursed mug of betrayal. Can you imagine? That's dedication to a grudge.
Wow. That level of bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually kind of remarkable. It really highlights that tension, doesn't it, between open science ideals and, well, the reality of business.
Absolutely. His
Yeah.
principled stand, noble as it was, left him wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Where's the line between sharing knowledge and, well, protecting your own work?
It's a constant struggle, and our top research even hints at this, long, chilly relationship between Dewar and Hugo afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
There's even this story, maybe apocryphal, maybe not, but supposedly in his final lecture, Dewar took a shot at the thermos logo font.
No. Font.
Helvetica apparently muttered something like, rot in Helvetica.
Okay, I desperately hope that's true. That's next level petty. Invent something amazing and then just snub its success out of principle. Peak Britishness, maybe.
It definitely adds some human drama, right, to the usually dry history of science. Makes you wonder, though, was it just principle? Or was there maybe a little professional pride, the sting of being outmaneuvered commercially?
Good question. Probably a bit of both, I'd guess. Okay, brace yourself for a pretty sharp turn at number 9 in our top 10 journey.
Uh-oh.
The chainsaw, invented by a surgeon who was done with screaming women.
Wait, what? The chainsaw?
Yeah.
The chainsaw?
Yep. You heard that right. Back in the 18th century, these two Scottish doctors, they were apparently just fed up with how long childbirth took, and specifically the difficulty of cutting through cartilage during certain procedures, like symphysiotomies.
Okay. I'm trying to picture this. It's jarring. The gap between that and what we think of a chainsaw now.
Totally jarring. It shows how tools can just radically change purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Driven by these very specific and maybe slightly grim needs.
Grim is one word for it.
But the real jaw-dropper is the reason.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally born out of impatience with how long women were taking to give birth.
That's deeply uncomfortable.
Right. I mean, the image. Our top research traces its path from those, frankly, brutal-sounding operating rooms to, well, logging forests and horror movies.
Yeah.
That's like a weaponization of a gynecological grievance.
It really raises some awkward questions, doesn't it? The
Yeah.
goal was speed, efficiency. But the motivation sounds like, well, impatience, maybe not much thought for the patient experience.
It only feels that way.
And then its later history, it just highlights the complicated, sometimes really dark paths inventions can take.
Okay, let's shift gears to something a bit lighter, maybe less visceral. Number 8. The potato chip invented because a chef hated the customer's attitude.
Ah, the potato chip. Okay, this sounds more promising. Still spite, though.
Oh yeah, definitely sparked by annoyance. We're in Saratoga Springs. Chef George Crumb. Story goes, this really picky customer, maybe Cornelius Vanderbilt, maybe not, the stories vary, kept complaining his fried potatoes weren't thin enough. Sent them back multiple times.
Right. The demanding diner. A classic tale.
Yeah.
But it led to chips.
Exactly. Crumb finally just snapped, out of pure culinary frustration. He sliced those potatoes paper thin, so thin you couldn't possibly spear them with a fork.
And maliciously thin.
Totally. Fried them to a crisp, pure spite on a plate, and the jaw dropper.
Let me guess, Mo, them. The customer hated them even more.
Nope. The customer loved them. Couldn't get enough.
No way, seriously.
Seriously. Our top research talks about Crumb's kind of rebellious streak and how this moment of pure irritation accidentally created a global snack empire. Sometimes annoyance and a deep fryer are all you need, I guess.
It really shows how innovation isn't always some formal R&D thing, right?
Right.
Sometimes it's just a reaction, a moment of frustration leading to something huge and unexpected. Makes you wonder what else started like that.
Totally. Okay, moving into the digital age for number 7 in our top 10 journey. The middle finger emoji, a tech designer's silent protest.
The middle finger emoji. Okay, I like this one already. There's a story here.
There is. So, Unicode 7.0, 2014, this emoji appears. Apple, Google, they were apparently hesitant, worried about appropriateness. But Microsoft, surprisingly, they were like, yeah, okay.
Oh, why Microsoft?
Apparently, according to the lore, some mid-level developer was just completely fed up with bureaucratic red tape, endless meetings, all that stuff, and decided on this subtle little act of digital rebellion.
Huh. As a protest. That's amazing. Such a universally understood symbol, isn't it? Became instant shorthand online for, I'm annoyed.
Right. And get this, the truly jaw-dropping bit. It was formally submitted under the most bland technical name possible, reversed hand with extended digit.
Oh, very bureaucratic.
And it was unanimously approved. Wait for it. On April Fool's Day.
Perfect. That's just perfect.
Isn't it? Our top research shows how this tiny act kind of slipped past the corporate censors and immediately sparked this whole debate about emoji etiquette, digital expression. It's amazing how one person's frustration can subtly tweak our digital world.
It really is. The power of the individual, even in these giant tech structures, makes you think about all the little ways personal feelings, maybe even tiny rebellions, shape the tech we use every day.
Definitely. Okay, number 6. Prepare for some serious head-spinning irony.
Lay it on me.
Monopoly the game, invented to expose greedy capitalists, and then got stolen by one.
Oh, I think I've heard something about this. It's pretty wild, isn't it?
It's incredible. So, 1904, Elizabeth Maggie creates a game called The Landlord's Game. Her explicit goal, to show how bad monopolies are, how unfair, unchecked capitalism can be. It was meant as a teaching tool, a critique.
Right, a warning, basically. Using a game to make a point about economics.
Exactly. Fast forward a few decades. A guy named Charles Darrow gets hold of the idea, tweaks it a bit, renames it Monopoly, sells it to Parker Brothers.
And becomes a millionaire. While the game itself becomes the symbol of, well, cutthroat capitalism, the irony is just staggering.
Staggering is the word. And the real kicker. Parker Brothers apparently had no idea about Maggie's original game until after they'd already published Darrow's version and made him rich.
Ouch. So what happened to Maggie?
They bought her patent out for $500.
$500.
No royalties. Nothing. Our top research digs into her original vision, the social commentary, Darrow's, let's be honest, theft, and just the utterly twisted fate of this game. Designed to critique capitalism, becomes its icon. You couldn't make it up.
Wow. That really says something about intellectual property, power dynamics, the lone inventor versus the big corporation. A really unfortunate story for her.
Truly. Okay, number 5. Something that affects pretty much anyone who's ever typed anything on a keyboard.
QWERTY.
You got it. The typewriter keyboard layout. QWERTY, designed to slow you down.
Ah, yes, the classic story. Stop the keys from jamming.
That's a common explanation, yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher Scholl's tinkering with early typewriters. People packed too fast on the logical layouts, the mechanical arms got tangled, jammed up. So his solution.
Scramble the keys, put common letter pairs far apart to physically slow typists down.
Exactly. It wasn't about efficiency for the user. It was about making the machine work without breaking, which did kind of mind-blowing when you think how long it's stuck around.
It really is. A design fix for a 19th century mechanical problem still dictates how billions of us interact with keyboards today. Talk about technological lock-in.
And the really jaw-dropping part, a much more efficient layout, the Dvorak keyboard, was designed later specifically to be faster and more ergonomic.
Right, I've heard of Dvorak. It makes much more sense physiologically.
Totally. But did it take off? Nope. Largely ignored. Why? Habits, mostly. Everyone learned QWERTY, the infrastructure was built around it, companies didn't want to retrain, just inertia.
Yeah, the switching costs were just too high, even for a better system.
So our top research looks at Scholl's original problem and how this workaround became this incredibly persistent standard. It's wild how a simple annoyance led to this layout affecting billions of fingers.
It's a great example of path dependency, isn't it? How early choices, even flawed ones, can shape things for decades, even centuries. Makes you wonder what else we're stuck with, just because it's always been done that way.
Good point. Okay, now we're getting into truly monumental spite. Number 4 in our top 10 journey, the Eiffel Tower hated so hard it became immortal.
Ah, the Eiffel Tower. Hated. But it's so iconic.
Oh, it was fiercely hated at first. Gustave Eiffel built it partly, maybe largely, as a giant up-yours to the Parisian artistic and literary elite.
Really? Why?
They absolutely trashed his previous work, especially his bridge designs, called them ugly, industrial, famously labeled his style as creating the metal asparagus.
Metal asparagus. Ouch.
Right. So his response to this ridicule proposed something even bigger, even more metal, even more in your face. Build the tallest structure in the world right in the heart of Paris. Pure architectural spite.
Wow. So instead of backing down, he doubled down. Out of spite.
Completely.
Mm.
But here's the strategic, jaw-dropping genius move. He knew it was only supposed to be temporary, stand for 20 years for the World's Fair.
Right. It wasn't meant to be permanent.
So Eiffel secretly funded and installed radio antennas at the top. He made it indispensable for communication, for science. He ensured its usefulness beyond just being a spectacle.
Ah, so he gave it a practical purpose they couldn't argue with. Clever. Making it too valuable to tear down.
Exactly. Our top research covers the insane public backlash, the petitions, the insults, and Eiffel's defiant stance, culminating in this structure that went from being loathed to being the symbol of Paris. Spite built an icon, literally.
That's incredible. A testament to how perception can change and how strategic thinking, maybe fueled by wanting to prove people wrong, can lead to lasting legacy. Initial resistance doesn't always win, does it?
Not when you install radio antennas, apparently. Okay, number 3. This one's more serious, quite a bit more serious.
Okay.
The AK-47, a gun made to shame the Nazis.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that's a heavy one. Kalashnikov.
Mikhail Kalashnikov. The origin is rooted in his personal experience in World War II. He was a tank commander, badly wounded by the Nazis.
Right, a direct result of combat trauma.
And while recovering, he was apparently struck by the soldiers' complaints about their existing Soviet rifles being unreliable, complex compared to the German weapons. His motivation, fueled by that experience and seeing his comrades struggle, was to design something better.
Something simple, rugged, dependable, something any soldier could use effectively, even in harsh conditions. A direct response to the enemy's perceived superiority in weaponry.
Exactly. So simple and effective that it could empower the ordinary Soviet soldier, a weapon born from wanting to overcome the enemy that has wounded him and his country.
And it certainly achieved that goal. Its impact on global conflict is immense.
Immense and often devastating. And here's the deeply unsettling jaw-dropper. Kalashnikov himself later in life expressed profound regret about how his invention was used.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. He felt a heavy burden, didn't he?
He reportedly said something like, "I created a weapon of war, not of terrorists." Our top research looks at his wartime experience, the Soviet design process, and just the tragic weight of how one man's desire for effective defense against an enemy ended up shaping conflicts, often horrifically, across the globe for decades.
It brings up those huge ethical questions, doesn't it? About the inventor's responsibility, especially with weapons. His remorse really highlights that moral complexity, the unintended consequences.
Definitely a sobering one. Okay, on to number 2 in our top 10 journey, shifting to literature now. Frankenstein. Mary Shelley's revenge on science bros.
Frankenstein. Okay, how is this spite? I know the story of the ghost story contest, Lord Byron, all that.
The famous ghost story challenge at Lake Geneva. But think about the context. Mary Shelley had recently suffered the devastating loss of her infant daughter.
Ah, okay. Personal tragedy as a backdrop.
Exactly. And she's in this group, mostly men, Byron, Percy Shelley, Polidori, all sort of competitively trying to outdo each other with scary stories. Her response wasn't just a ghost story. It was the ghost story that birthed modern science fiction.
And the revenge part, the science bros.
Well, the interpretation, the key insight here is that the novel is seen as a direct, powerful critique of the kind of arrogant, overly ambitious male scientists of the era, the ones pushing boundaries without considering the consequences. Think Victor Frankenstein himself.
So it's a critique of scientific hubris, channeled through this creative work, perhaps fueled by her own experiences and observations of the intellectual men around her.
Precisely. A brilliant intellectual and artistic retort. Our top research digs into her personal life, the grief, her position within that intense intellectual circle, and how this ghost story became this enduring warning about the ethics of science, playing God, the dangers of unchecked ambition. It's still challenging us today.
It really does. Every time there's a new scientific breakthrough, Frankenstein comes up, doesn't it? It forces us to ask those ethical questions. Amazing how literature can do that, stemming from such a personal place.
Okay, we've reached number 1 in our top 10 journey. And fittingly, it brings us back to a familiar structure, proving that some people just have a genius for a sustained, elegant pettiness.
Oh, we're back to the Eiffel Tower.
We're back to the Eiffel Tower. Number 1, the Eiffel Tower apartment, Gustave Eiffel's petty power move.
An apartment? At the top, I didn't know about that.
Oh, yes. After building his monument, weathering all that criticism, Eiffel went one step further. He built himself a secret, cozy, lavishly furnished apartment right at the very summit.
Just for himself, way up there.
Pretty much. A private sanctuary, hundreds of meters above the city, and specifically above all the critics who had called his tower an eyesore. It was the ultimate flex.
That's incredible, literally rising above his detractors, a blend of engineering brilliance and, pure petty satisfaction.
And the final, perfect, spiteful flourish, the jaw-dropper. He made it known he had this exclusive space, but guess who never got invited?
The critics, the metal asparagus crowd.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Never invited them. But you know who he did host up there? Very famously.
Oh.
Thomas Edison.
Edison, wow. Rubbing shoulders with global celebrities way above Paris.
And he made sure the newspapers reported on Edison's visit. Our top research details the apartment's design, the guest book filled with famous names. It was Eiffel basically cementing his triumph with one last beautifully passive-aggressive power move, the ultimate troll.
What a way to end the list. It's just perfect, grand-scale spite. Leaving a literal monument to prove your point, and then having a private club at the top to toast your victory.
Couldn't have planned it better. So that's our top 10, but wow, we've really only scratched the surface. Time for the fact blast zone.
Oh yeah, the quick hits?
Right. Consider these. Velcro. Apparently inspired by burrs, yes. But maybe also the stickiness of bad relationships. That's a fun theory. Caffeine-free Coke. Allegedly the result of a lost bet with a sugar lobbyist who hated the taste of diet drinks.
A lost bet. Interesting.
Bobby pins. Supposedly invented by a barber, banned from using curling irons. Had to find another way.
Resourceful.
White out. Created by a secretary, Pettiness Smith Graham. Tired of being mocked for typos. She got rich. Her boss apparently got fired. Sweet revenge.
Good for her.
The fax machine. Predating the telephone because, allegedly, someone just really didn't want to talk to people.
Introvert innovation.
The Snuggie. Basically a knockoff because someone thought the original Slanket just had a stupid name and they could do better.
Branding spite.
The microwave.
Oh.
Percy Spencer noticed a chocolate bar melting near a magnetron tube. Supposedly because he was annoyed his lunch kept getting cold during experiments.
Lunchtime frustration.
And even Einstein. He designed a refrigerator because he hated the dangerous toxic refrigerants used at the time. Declared something like, I could do better than this death box.
Even Einstein got annoyed enough to invent something practical. It really shows you, doesn't it? Annoyance, rivalry, grievances. They're everywhere in innovation.
They really are. So as you go about your day, just remember, that gadget in your hand, that snack you're eating, that building you admire, it might just have its origins in someone getting really, really ticked off.
It's a good reminder that human emotions, even the negative ones, are powerful forces. They can drive creativity in truly unexpected and often pretty entertaining ways.
So, what stood out most to you from all these tales of inventive payback? Any everyday annoyances you're currently nursing that might spark the next big thing?
Maybe don't ask me that right now.
Ah, fair enough. But it does give new meaning to motivated by anger, right? Maybe that irritation you feel is just your brain cooking up the next $1 million idea.
You never know. That little bit of "I'll show them" can be surprisingly productive.
Well, thanks for taking this top 10 journey with us on Go Fact Yourself.
My pleasure. It certainly makes you look at the world a little differently.